Welcome back. It is the Flow Friday Sports Show here on Flow FM, and there's a big show to commence. And it's great to now bring in Paul Dean from the Ouyen Lawn Tennis Club. They're getting ready for another round of tennis action this evening as we speak. Paul, great to be with you again. How you doing?
Yeah, g'day, Ellis. Yeah, good. I'm doing well, thanks. Yeah, how you
going? Going really well. Excited to be back again after missing last week. Now, Paul, the tennis action resumed last weekend. We'll get into it momentarily, but before we do, we had some other tennis in Victoria conclude on the weekend. I want to get your thoughts and recollections from the Australian Open. We did tease a while ago with you, I think even possibly towards the end of last year, whether Novak Djokovic could come back into Australia and do what no one thought he might be able to do after the tumultuous 12 months that we saw last time out. In the end, Novak cruising through and winning in just 3 sets in the final over Stefanos Tsitsipas. What did you make of that, and also the women's tennis action? Anna Sabalenka winning in the women. How did you assess the entire Australian Open?
Yeah, it was a great 2 weeks. I watched tennis most days, and Novak Djokovic, no doubt about it. He's an absolute champion, and no wonder they're calling him the GOAT and all that. It's unbeatable.
Well, I'm sure there's some other unbeatable players going around the Ouyen Lawn Tennis Club. They might possibly play for an outfit that we call Nunga. Doesn't look like anyone can get near them, Paul, and I'm going to say it now. I don't think anyone can challenge Nunga. I think they're going to win this thing. We had first v second in the recommencement of Ouyen Lawn Tennis on the weekend just gone, and Galah, they were the second place side going into this game, and they couldn't get near Nunga in the end. It's going to take an awful lot for anyone to challenge the top place side, Paul.
Yeah, you're right, Alice. They're looking the genuine team to beat. There's no doubt about it. They've beaten, I think, all the other 4 teams by big margins, and that every time they've played us. I don't know what we'll have to do might have to swab a couple of them, I think. They're definitely well above the other 4 teams in the comp, but we'll keep trying and keep going, and we'll see how we go when we get there.
Nunga 13 sets, 93 games, defeating Galah in 5 sets and 57 games over them. So, Paul, just give us a rundown of how this one went.
Yeah, it was pretty well one-sided in all 3 sections there. Nunga men won by 8 games. The ladies won by 11 games. And the men's section, it was a handy 14-game or so win there to Nunga as well. 3-set winners there was Dallas Plant, Jonty Pengelly, Chelsea Jeffries, and Regan Eames. So, as you say, 11 sets, 93 games. Nunga to 5 sets, 57 games to Galah.
All right. We also had in the other game going on, Kyamal v Gypsum. Tell us how this one went on.
Yeah, this was 4th versus 5th. The battle for that 4th spot, whoever did win this game would be in 4th after the night. And fortunately, me being a Kyamal player, it was Kyamal who came out the victors there. Our ladies virtually won it for us. They had a good 19-game win in their section, which pretty much set us up for the night. Us men, the Gypsum men actually won that section by 2 games. So that brought it back to a 17-game margin. And in the mixed doubles there, their Kyamal team had a good, came home strong there, had a good win there by 21 games there. So that gave them the overall win there, 14 sets at 98 games for Kyamal, defeating Gypsum, 4 sets, 60 games there. So a good 38-game win there, Kyamal. 3-set winners there were Bridie Clark. Travis Pass was playing his first game for the club. He's a school teacher, just moved to town. And, we've got him in playing tennis, and he's won his 3 sets first up, so well on there, Travis. Kyle O'Brien, Shani Burns, Sienna Hullen, and Laura Shattuck were also 3-set winners. They're all playing for Kiama.
All right, Bolker with the bye. Now, we are changing things up this weekend, Paul, and we're going to discuss that in a moment's time, but I'll just give you the opportunity just to update our listeners with how the table looks. It doesn't really matter too much, I suppose, because the simple takeaway is that Nunga are untouchable, but in any case, just update us on how that ladder's looking.
Yeah, Nunga, as you say, on top. That's where they'll stay. And Galah are sitting in second place there, and they'll stay there. The only real close teams now are Bolker sitting in third place and Kymel sitting in fourth. They're actually equal on wins, so that could change. However, Kymel do have the bye in the last round, and Bolker have still got 2 games to play, so you'd think Bolker would stay there in third place there. But yeah, Kymel, we've got a game against Galah and then the bye, so hopefully we can win that. And you never know what will happen there, so we could get to third place, but we'll see what happens there. Down the bottom there, Gypsum with just the 1 win there. Still possible for them to make the 4, but they'll have to have a couple of big wins. They've got 2 games to play. And no doubt they'll do their best there.
As I said before, we are changing things up this weekend. It is the first round of the knockout singles competition, the club championships. So just break down what exactly this is for our listeners, Paul. Obviously not the team competition that we're used to discussing here on the Friday Night Sports Show. Yeah,
that's right. Individual knockout competition, as you say. We've been doing all team stuff so far, and good to get into a bit of individual stuff there. So basically, this will run over the next 2 weeks, starting tonight. And the men's and ladies competition are honour board events. So whoever wins does get their name on the honour board in the clubhouse there. So that's a pretty good incentive there. So we've got a few names in for both the men's and ladies. We've got about 16, 17 men's names down or so. So that looks pretty good, and probably 5, 6, 7 or so ladies. So should be a good couple of competitions. As far as the likely winners, Samuel Lee's won it 4 times, and I'd say he'd be the pretty well outright favourite to win the men's again this year. He's clearly our best tennis player, but the rest of us will all be having a try, and we'll see how we go. The ladies section there, the ladies club championship there. Last year's winner Laura Hayder, she's unavailable to play this year, so that opens it up to a few others there. Tanya Doyle been runners up in the last 2 years, so I'd love to see her win it this year and get her name up there. And another possible winner there would be Beck Balance. She's won it 2 years ago, and she'll be no doubt keen to win it again. But a few interesting competitions coming up there.
All right, let's quickly talk about the biggest weekend in Mallee tennis. So just profile for us the 41st annual Rohan Gregg Memorial Tournament. We're only 6 weeks or so away, Paul.
Yeah, that's right. It's creeping up on us quick. And, we've had a few meetings and a bit of planning going on. Entries are now open for that tournament there. The last year it was our 40th, of course, and that was an absolutely ripping tournament. Big numbers. Biggest numbers that we've had for a while with the tournament, which is really great, and hopefully we get quite a few of them back, and the 41st will be hopefully, if not as good, not far off it. But entries there, put in Ouyen Tennis into your search engines there on your Google or whatever there, and you'll find us there and on how to enter and all the details and that there, and we're looking forward to a big weekend there in March.
Paul Dean's the Ouyen Lawn Tennis Club president. Paul, thanks so much for sparing some time as per normal for the Flow Friday Sports Show. Great to be talking tennis with you again. All the best for tonight's action. We'll speak to you again next week.
Yep, great. Thanks, Alice. Yeah, we'll talk to you then.
Paul Dean, Ouyen Lawn Tennis Club president. Well, we're switching things up and we're going to talk cricket on the other side of this break. Bruce Phillips will join us for an update on all things Murray Towns cricket. Don't go anywhere. It's the Flow Friday Sports Show here on Flow FM.